This film is based on a true story. At the beginning we hear a reflection on what honor is. Perhaps this concept has long since fallen out of use, especially among teenagers. Josip, the outcast of the class. During a physical education lesson while playing basketball, the ball ends up in his hands. The rest of the team shouts for Josip to throw it into the hoop. Hesitating he finally does, but misses, which sparks aggression from Anders, the bully and ringleader of the class. Josip is the target of mockery and insults. Afraid to fight back against his tormentors, he endures everything in silence. 1 week before the fatal incident. After class in the locker room, his classmates as usual sneer at his thinness, saying he stinks. The boys begin to shove him. When Josip tries to resist, it only gets worse. They push him into the girls' locker room. Casper, one of the boys participating in the bullying, eventually stands up for Josip, saying this is going too far. Anders doesn't like it, but Casper makes it clear he doesn't care. In truth, Casper simply didn't want to upset Thea, his girlfriend who disapproves of the bullying. That evening the teenagers plan to gather for a party, but first they need to buy more alcohol. Mustering his courage, Casper approaches Thea and asks to talk in private. He wants to know if she is angry. Of course the girl is angry. What Anders and his henchmen are doing to Josip doesn't make them cool. She walks away, leaving Casper alone. Josip is not especially close with his parents. His father is passionate about shooting and urges his son to join him. But the boy isn't interested. Instead he runs a website for dog owners. The teenagers gather at Rena's house, whose parents are away. The girl wears provocative clothes and heavy makeup. Yet Casper does not join the party. His grandmother, who is raising him, immediately senses that something is wrong. The teenager, looking sad and thoughtful, admits that he and Thea quarreled. When the woman suggests that Thea may not be the right girl for him, Casper gets angry. But in the end he apologizes to his grandmother and decides to go to the party. At Rena's house loud music is playing, everyone is dancing and drinking. Casper cannot take his eyes off Thea. The lovers reconcile after all. Anders notices them together. The lovers go into another room to be alone, but they are interrupted by Anders, who demands that Casper explain why he stood up for that nerd. This leads to a conflict between the boys, which escalates into a fight. Afraid they will turn the whole house upside down, Rena throws them out. Day 2. In class, Casper sees that his chair has been smeared with paint. Having stood up for the outcast once, he automatically becomes an outcast himself. He is forced to sit at Josip's desk, the only free place. At that moment Paul, one of Anders's cronies, steals Josip's notebook. The teacher announces that until Josip gets his notebook back, they will not continue the lesson. When none of the students confess, she demands that each of them stand. No one will sit down until Josip receives his notebook, but he himself may sit. This again singles him out among the rest of the class. It goes on until the bell rings. As soon as the teacher leaves, the bullies surround Josip, demanding that he apologize to them and from now on do so every day, otherwise he will be hit in the face. Casper walks past, not daring to interfere. The teacher sends everyone to the principal, and Paul will go first as the best student in the class. Next Casper is called. It turns out that Paul lied to the principal, saying that it was Casper who stole Josip's notebook. And the principal believed the model student, especially against the background of rumors that Casper was bullying Josip. Hearing this, Casper is shocked, for it was Paul who stole Josip's notebook. Day 3. Despite everything, the next time the bullies start tormenting Josip, Casper stands up for him, something Anders did not expect at all. During class the boys are passed a note with threats, now they are in the same boat. And while Josip is used to constant bullying, Casper now feels himself on the other side. During the break while the bullies hold Casper, Paul cuts Josip's sneaker, threatening that if he does not apologize again tomorrow, the same will happen, or even worse. When the teacher asks Josip where his shoes are, he lies, saying that he threw them away. The whole class laughs. If the boy had told the truth, it would have been even worse because nobody likes a snitch. Out of pity Casper gives Josip his own shoes, otherwise how would he have gone home at all? The boys walk together. Josip is not used to anyone treating him like a human being. Casper, the first to stand up for him. That evening he meets with his girlfriend Thea, who expresses her dissatisfaction with these constant fights at school. Casper declares that he no longer intends to take part in bullying Josip or even just stand aside and watch. It is a matter of honor, even if he does not consider Josip his friend. Later Casper's grandmother scolds him after a call from the school principal. Supposedly he is bullying a classmate. The boy denies it. The woman cannot hold back her tears, unwilling to accept that her grandson could be cruel. The school principal told Josip's parents the same thing, but the boy says that it is not Casper who bullies him, it is the whole class. Yet his father refuses to believe it, thinking that such a thing is impossible, that the entire class would mock one person. The man wants Josip to learn to stand up for himself, otherwise he will grow up a failure. If he fights back against the bullies even once, they will leave him alone. Day 4. As usual, Josip is afraid to go to school. He also feels guilty that Casper suffers because of him. Casper encourages Josip, saying that now they must go all the way. As soon as the boys enter the classroom, the bullies attack them as a crowd. Suddenly Casper grabs a chair and begins swinging it, frightening Anders and his gang for real. At that moment the teacher comes in and demands that Casper explain why he grabbed the chair. But the boy has no desire to explain anything. Thea likes the situation less and less. During the break, Anders comes up to Casper and says that they will meet in the yard after math. Thea passes Casper a note saying that he should stop this. Josip is very afraid and stays in the school bathroom, while Casper talks to Anders in the yard. Anders does not understand why Casper out of the blue preferred the company of a nerd. Casper simply replies that it just happened that way. At that moment Anders's cronies appear, dragging Josip, and they lock Casper up so he cannot interfere. Then right before his eyes, they beat Josip, demanding that he ask Casper never to stand up for him again. But the boy stays silent, enduring the blows. He can hardly even breathe. Having taught both Josip and Casper a lesson, the boys leave. Barely able to catch his breath, Josip unlocks Casper. Instead of meeting Thea, the boy goes to the cemetery. Casper does not expect to see Josip near his apartment, asking him not to stand up for him anymore. Josip does not want anyone else to suffer. He only wants to finish school quickly, move to Holland and study computer graphics. Casper says it is a wonderful dream. Day 5. Josip hesitates before entering the classroom. Casper still goes in with him. Luckily, before the bullying begins, the teacher appears, and the lesson starts. Thea realizes that if she continues dating Casper, she may become the next target of mockery. But Casper remains steadfast. He refuses to be Anders's errand boy, and it is not only about Josip. This makes Thea think that Josip is more important to Casper than she is. When Josip's mother sees the bruises on her son's body, she is horrified. He lies, saying he fell in gym class, but his mother is not convinced. His father, on the other hand, cares only that his son once again failed to fight back. This leads to a conflict between the boy's parents. The next day the teacher announces that Josip's mother had called and told her about the bruises. The teacher demands that the boy say who did this. But Josip refuses, knowing that it would only make things worse. The others stay silent as well. The teacher asks Josip to step outside, but of course no one confesses anyway. Moreover, the students say that Josip deserved it, because he is pathetic. Unable to believe her ears, the teacher promises that from now on they will be talking to the principal. Some of them may even be expelled. For his snitching, the bullies decide to teach Josip a lesson, and everything they had done before will pale in comparison. Casper misses Thea very much and looks at her photographs. Josip leaves school early, upset that his mother called the school. His father is disappointed that his son is unable to stand up for himself, and shows him quite literally how to throw a punch. Josip begins to cry. His father only says that if he does not hit the leader of the bullies, then no one will ever respect him. Meanwhile, the bullies, having created a fake email account for Casper, send Josip a message asking to meet at the beach that day, and the reverse. When the boys meet, they immediately realize it is a trap, but it is too late. Anders and the entire class are there. Thea is present as well. This time it does not end with simple bullying. Under the threat of a knife, the boys are forced to make Josip and Casper do something obscene on camera. Realizing that things have gone much too far, Thea tries to leave, but she is not given the chance. The cruelty of this act knows no bounds. That same night Josip, utterly broken, takes the keys to his father's safe where the weapons are kept. Day 7. Casper asks his grandmother for forgiveness, leaving her bewildered. Casper has already made up his mind, as has Josip. Today they will come to school with weapons and take revenge on all their tormentors. There is no way back. Upon entering the school, they immediately ask the guard to call the police and head for the cafeteria. The boys run into the nonconformist Curly but allow her to leave, because she is the only one in the class who never took part in the bullying. Of course they are afraid, but the desire for revenge is stronger. The boys load their guns and enter the cafeteria. The shooting begins. Everyone screams and scatters while the gunfire continues, one shot after another. The boys spare none of their tormentors, especially Paul and Anders. But when Josip points the gun at the wounded Thea, Casper stops him. The sirens of police cars sound. Josip indifferently reloads the pistols. Exactly 2 bullets remain. The boys plan to count to 3 and pull the trigger simultaneously. Before this, Josip thanks Casper.